About 14, 15 of you. Okay, good. Classes will be in English. You don't have to worry about anything. If I'm saying something in Hindi, it's either a joke or it's not related to the actual text, actual studies. And even if it's related, I will be translating it into English. So don't have to worry about the language. So okay, now all of you can lower your hands. Thank you for letting me know. How many of you are have enrolled in this batch? I requested thoda Hindi. Yes, Devasis, I will try to manage Hindi and English as well. Hemlata, this is the starting of the new batch, so a lot of new students are in the class. And some of you are probably not even in, no, some of them are not enrolled as well. So they're just here to see क्या होता है इधर. So anyway, so today we are starting history, and those who are not enrolled in this batch, just to give you a brief idea, this is NCERT batch. I hope you know about me, so I'm not going to tell you that. So this is NCERT batch. This is the 10th batch. So before this 9th batch, 9 batches have started, 6 of them are already over. So in this batch, we have students from 7, 8, 9 and the new batch, that is the 10th batch. ठीक है, चारों बैच के स्टूडेंट्स एक साथ हैं. For 7th batch students, if I'm not wrong, this will be your last subject. So you have read polity, you have read geography, you have read economics. And 9 with history, your batch will be over. For 8th batch students, I think you have read geography and economics. And for 9th batch students, you have done economics. And those who are starting 10th batch, you will be doing history. ठीक है? So those who have joined in this 10th batch, you don't have to worry about all these. All these things will be covered in the next batch. So classes happens in a circular fashion. Okay. So in the next batch, in the next month, we will start the next subject. Next batch students will come and it will go on. So you don't have to worry. Every class will be live. Okay. Pehla problem sorted. Now, today we are starting history. So let's have some ideas about कि क्या करना है history में, कैसे करना है. Before this, anyone who has any problem in the economics from the previous batches? किसी को कोई problem है economics में, so you can ask. Otherwise, we will move ahead. Okay. Sahana, you? By mistake, I think she has raised the hand. So today we are going to start history. First, about an hour or so, we will try to discuss the strategies, how to go about it, what to read, what sources to follow, how to maximize your understanding. Those who have not yet enrolled in the class, 8368481944 is my number. You also have payment links in the WhatsApp group where you have received the link for this class, so you can make payment there. If you are finding any difficulty, you can contact me on this number. ठीक है, पहले first preference is pay on the WhatsApp group number that is there. If you have any difficulty, you can contact here, and you know the prices of the course is 1499. So today we are starting history. For about an hour, we are going to discuss कि करना क्या है, how to study, how to manage history, what should be your approach. Those who are joining this batch new, the old students know this already. All you need in this class is a little bit of patience. थोड़ा सा धैर्य रखोगे, you will get more than what you have ever imagined कि क्या क्या मिल सकता है इस क्लास में. तो I'm not promising you more. ऐसा नहीं कि ज्यादा बढ़ा के और कम डिलीवर करूं, but my attempt is always to provide you a holistic guidance, not just about कि NCERT पढ़ा दिया और छोड़ दिया. तो एक पूरा holistic guidance जहाँ कहीं भी help हो सकता है, about from answer writing to essay writing to newspaper reading to optionals and all, जहाँ भी मैं help कर सकता हूँ, I will always be there throughout your preparation, and that's the aim. So let's first discuss about कि हिस्ट्री में क्या करना है. एनीवे, किसी को कोई क्वेश्चन, आइनुल वांट टू ओके, रेज योर हैंड. आइनुल, आई विल अनम्यूट यू. आइनुल,
हेलो सो हेलो,
प्लीज अनम्यूट ऑल. Unmute all? Why I should unmute? Oh, you want me to unmute everyone to send text? Visakha is saying, sir, I am new one in the session, so please once repeat the batch 6, 7, 8, 9. Batch 6, 7, 8, 9 repeat नहीं करना है विशाखा. It's simply that बैच 6, 7, 8, 9 जो चल रहा है, इट्स सर्कुलर मैनर में चलता है. वहां पे ये सारी क्लासेस हो चुकी हैं. विद दिस हिस्ट्री बैच, द कोर्स ऑफ क्लास बैच 7 will end. So every month a new batch is started. I hope you are following. So that's it. यहाँ कुछ है नहीं. ऐसा नहीं कि जो यहाँ पढ़ाई हो चुका है, you will not get that. All the classes will happen live and you will get all the lectures. If any of you want to complete these lectures quickly, like if somebody is targeting for 2022 and they want to go for this in a quicker manner, you can get the recordings and you can watch those on your free time. Otherwise, we will be conducting live classes for all the topics, for all the subjects. So you don't have to worry about कि पिछले बैच में क्या हुआ है. ठीक है, सूरज क्या पूछना है बताओ. अनम्यूट मी. Ravi, you want to ask anything? Yes.
Hello.
Why you guys have raised your hand? Lakshmi, कुछ पूछना है? Just text me.
I want to ask.
Sir.
Chat box में डालो. ठीक है. So,
Sir, can
as
you
I
say
suggested and requesting you, be a little bit patient. History कैसे करना है? देखो, history has 3 parts. Ancient, medieval, and modern. Now, what constitute ancient, what constitute medieval, and what constitute modern, ये देखें. मतलब किस से किस पीरियड को एंशिएंट बोलते हैं, किस पीरियड को मिडाइवल, किस पीरियड को मॉडर्न. दैट वी विल सी लेटर एज वी delve deeper into the subject. These are the 3 broad topics, and this, when you are preparing for UPSC, you have to keep this in mind, and that when you are reading ancient history or medieval history, your main focus is on art and culture plus society of that period. एक बार यूपीएससी का सिलेबस देखते हैं. Syllabus is visible to all of you. नहीं होगा. So now you can see the syllabus. In General Studies Paper 1, you have to do Indian heritage and culture and history. There are two different topics. ठीक है? Indian heritage and culture and history means art and culture is a separate topic mentioned in the book. Now, under this Indian heritage and culture, you have to read Indian culture. Indian culture has salient aspects of art forms, literature, architecture from ancient to modern times. So art and culture is not limited to the ancient art and culture. Modern times maybe if there is some modern building means if Britishers have made, like, anybody from Mumbai in the class? So in Mumbai, you might have seen many, or so even if you are from Kolkata, you might have seen many buildings made by Britishers, artistic buildings. तो उनको भी स्टडी करना है. दे आर ऑल्सो द पार्ट ऑफ द सिलेबस फ्रॉम एंशियंट टू मॉडर्न टाइम्स. क्या क्या है? आर्ट फॉर्म्स. सो आर्ट फॉर्म्स इज लाइक music, dance, festivals. Literature is books, the religious books, scientific books, cave paintings. Paintings तो यहाँ जाएगा. And architecture is basically buildings, temples and all. तो ये पढ़ना है इंडियन आर्ट एंड कल्चर में. Then modern history is a separate topic. So when we are focusing on ancient and medieval history, our sole focus should be on art and culture of that period. यहाँ पे कौन से राजा ने क्या किया, even when we will be reading the book you will know. अगर अभी तक तुमने ऐसे पढ़ा होगा, your focus would have been कि okay, अशोक का बेटा ये, अशोक का बाप वो, और अशोक fought these many wars and like that. For UPSC, these factual data are not that important. But if you are planning to appear in some state level PCS exams, you should try to do some rote learning as well. Not going to harm you. But ultimate aim is to understand the art and culture of this period. ठीक है? इसमें अपने को ऐसा बहुत फोकस नहीं करना है कि हाउ मेनी वॉर्स अकबर फॉट एंड इन व्हाट वॉर ही वॉन एंड व्हाट वॉर्स ही लॉस्ट. मुगल साम्राज्य का उत्थान और पतन कैसे हुआ. दिस टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस आर रेयरली आस्क्ड. The question will mostly be related to art and culture, क्योंकि अलग से कहीं पे देखो एंशियंट हिस्ट्री ऐसा कोई टॉपिक मेंशन नहीं है, या मेडाइवल हिस्ट्री ऐसा कोई टॉपिक मेंशन नहीं है यूपीएससी के सिलेबस में. ठीक है, ये बात समझ में आई. So coming back to what we have to read. In these two topics, our sole focus should be art and culture. In moderns, we will go into greater details, where we have to focus on events, where we have to focus on personalities, where we have to focus on sequence of the things. So यहाँ पे थोड़ा factually याद रखने की कोशिश करेंगे, but यहाँ पे राजा रानी मैटर नहीं करते हैं. ठीक है. Now, what are the books that we have to read in NCERT? देखो, the OneNote window is visible to all of you, right? Nikhil, I will send the book, don't worry. So OneNote का विंडो सबको दिख रहा है? let's see. How many books you have in this chapter in NCERT? Class 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. हम लोगों को इतने सारे बुक्स हैं यहाँ पे 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So class 6 is the book of ancient India. Class 7 is for medieval and 8 is for modern India. In class 12th again, you will see that the 12th class book is divided into 3 portions: theme 1, theme 2 and theme 3. The division is same. मतलब यहाँ भी ancient India, यहाँ भी medieval India और यहाँ भी modern India. So how we will read is, we will read class 6 NCERT with class 12 theme 1. We will read class 7 with theme 2 and class 8 with theme 3. Class 12th NCERT is about world history. So for now, you don't have to worry about world history. Those who are beginners, those who are starting history, अभी 11th की जो बुक है उसको नहीं पढ़ना है. ठीक है, क्यों नहीं पढ़ना है, कब पढ़ना है, that I will tell. When you have to read, how you have to read, that I will tell. But for now, during this course, our focus is on strengthening our pillars. हम वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री से क्वेश्चंस नहीं आते हैं. Prelims में there will be no question at all. In mains also they have reduced the number, and from last 2-3 years rarely any question has been asked. So it doesn't make much sense to devote a lot of time to this particular topic, this particular chapter. यहाँ से कैसे क्या पढ़ना है वो देखेंगे. But whenever you have to read world history, this one book is sufficient. Many times you will ask you, world history कौन सा पढ़ लें, और ये सर का notes, वो सर का notes. Don't need to read anything else. This one simple book is sufficient.
हिस्ट्री बुक
इसमें जितना है उतना कर लेना, उससे ज्यादा कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है मेंस के लिए भी. ठीक है, आया तो ठीक है, नहीं आया तो ठीक है. So we will see each independent topics. अभी देखते हैं 9th and 10th में क्या है. In class 9th and 10th, it says, this is from NCERT only. It says the focus of the history book of class 9th and 10th is on the emergence of contemporary world. Okay, so 9th and 10th are also not that much about इंडिया. इसमें 1-2 चैप्टर्स मिलेंगे अपने इंडिया के बारे में, बट मोस्टली इट्स अबाउट द इमर्जेंस ऑफ कंटेम्पररी वर्ल्ड. Now student, I hope you are in the class. Someone asked me, sir, what is meant by contemporary? The word confuses a lot many people. What is contemporary? Contemporary is, हिंदी में इसको बोलते हैं समकालीन. Something which is happening at present, in the recent time. ठीक है, बहुत इसको confuse नहीं करना है. So whatever world we are seeing today, how it has emerged, how it has been shaped like that. So emergence of contemporary world पढ़ेंगे. We cannot understand what was happening in India unless we see what is happening in the world. So even while teaching, I will give you some connections, interconnections, that when India में जब ये हो रहा था तो world में क्या चल रहा था. We will discuss about those as well.
आपको है ना, मैं नहीं पढ़ना किसी को.
लोग म्यूट करते क्या? Oh, I was not able to hear. Sorry. वो मुझे मेरा स्पीकर नहीं चल रहा था ना, I was not able to hear you guys were facing disturbance, right? Now it's okay. अब ठीक है ना? Sorry for that. I was not able to hear. My speaker was not connected. Now everybody is mute. Oh, sorry. अरे इतना बड़ा प्रॉब्लम चल रहा था. I didn't. That's why some students are calling me as well. कि there are people are unmute. And I know I don't understand जब तूने कहा कि unmute कर. Mute. You should have asked me mute everyone. You said कि mute, unmute all. I was confused. Why are you saying unmute all? Okay. So I think I have to go repeat a lot of things once again. Ganesh, I was making any sense, or it was completely like going over the head? कुछ समझ में आते हैं? बहुत ज़्यादा noise थी. अच्छा आया ना समझ में? ठीक. Okay, good. Sorry for this. Yeah, so about class 9th and 10th. Class 9th and 10th is about contemporary world. Okay. When in 7, 6, 7, 8, we will read about what's happening in India. But in history, one place is not an isolated place. It's not that something which is happening in India is being affected by India only. A lot of other things impact. जैसे अभी अफगानिस्तान में क्या चल रहा है और जैसे अभी यूएसए में क्या चल रहा है. So election of one president can impact the relationship with other countries a lot. So you can truly understand history when you make these connections. When you read history, when you read Indian history, by keeping a close eye on world history, how India is reacting to the events from the world. दोनों में यही है class 9th and 10th में. A few chapters are very important in this book. एक तो rise of Indian nationalism in class 10th, I think. And the other chapter is about print culture. That chapter is very interesting and although the chapter is very factual, but in many competitive exams, other than UPSC as well, in state level exams or even Group B or C exams, you will find many questions are asked from this two chapters. So थोड़ा हम इसके बारे में पढ़ेंगे when we will be reading this. ठीक है? Any questions till now? So how many of you are like from 10th batch or very new to this? 10th batch वाले कितने लोग हैं? Or those who are doing this class for the first time? So about only 32, 33. चलो ठीक है. Lower your hands now. Thank you. Now let's just briefly discuss the book list. What you have to read other than this NCERTs. There will be people who are trying to attempt 2022, and then there are those who are trying to attempt those who will be attempting 2023, and then those who are planning for 2024. Now the strategy will be different for all of you. The resources are same, but the time frame will be different. So those who are preparing for 2022, naturally you will be, I hope you are putting more time and effort to catch up the things. So you should try to read the reference books with these classes. Those who are preparing for 23, you should focus on NCERTs and previous year questions. Later you can go for reference books once this is over, or if you have time in your hand, you can go for reference book. Zaruri nahi hai, but this is compulsory for these people, not compulsory for these people, and not compulsory for them as well. If you have time, you can go for it. Otherwise, no need. Now, what are the books that you have to cover? For art and culture, or ancient इसको बोलते हैं, many people suggest many different books like ये author, वो author, old NCERTs, new NCERTs. There's a lot of debate. My approach is very simple, and this is what I have done, and this is what I have guided many people to do, and they have done very fine. So we will be referring to new NCERTs only, and you will learn a lot while we will be going through the topic. You will learn why I prefer new NCERTs, the way UPSC frames questions, the content in this book are very relevant for the exam nowadays. So we will be reading only new NCERTs, no old NCERTs. Okay. Now you may be following someone else and they may be proposing कि नहीं भाई old पढ़ना है because old people prefer old. I'm not that old. तो जिनको old पढ़ना है वो old पढ़े. I can't do much. But my advice, if you're following me, you can faithfully and without any trouble, you can follow new NCERTs. Now, other than NCERTs, Tamil Nadu publication का class 11th का book पढ़ना है preferably, and if you can read class 12th as well, it's very good. Tamil Nadu publication class 11th and 12th history books. ठीक है. 11th is preferred. 12th अगर पढ़ सकते हो टाइम है, it's good. नहीं तो कोई बात नहीं. Art and culture के लिए there are two books. I have already told you. If you will follow this, यहाँ पे तुमको क्लास 11th सब्जेक्ट में जाके डालो fine arts, and in book you introduction to Indian art part 1, go, will get the book. ठीक है, ये वाली किताब पढ़नी है. Go through the contents and do not try to read summaries. There are many summaries, notes. अब NCERT का भी notes पढ़ोगे तो क्या पढ़ोगे? Prefer the original source always. Here you have to read about historic rock paintings, art of the Indus, art of Mauryan. So about this we will be reading in the NCERTs of class 6 and 7 as well. But specifically you have to come here and read for art and culture course. ठीक है, once we will be through this class 6, 7 and class 12 NCERT, reading this will be very, very easy. What you have to do is just mark out the important monuments, important paintings, structures, temples, kings, periods mentioned in the book. Otherwise, overall concept will not be very difficult to understand. We will read that while covering history. ठीक है? Somebody is asking you what about Romila Thapar edition. Aditya Panda, I told you, I have just read this and I just suggest these. Try to keep your preparation as simple as you can. There are Romila Thapar and Satish Chandra and so many other historians. अब उसके बारे में हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते. Yeah, Palak is saying, what do you meant by new NCERT? Yes, that's a very good question. Many students are very much confused. What is a new NCERT and what is old NCERT? See, in history, preferably this debate comes now and then again and again. New NCERTs were published after the new rules, new education policy, which was changed in 2005. So the books which were published after 2005 are called as new NCERTs. The books were published before 2005 by NCERT. They are called as old NCERTs. So many people say that old NCERTs were good because they have a lot of data, facts. New NCERTs are more analytical, trying to understand what was happening, why it was happening, more people focused, not event focused. So I prefer new one because UPSC is now more analytical. Dates and facts are not asked. तो हम इसको नहीं पढ़ेंगे, सिंपल सी बात है. ठीक है आदित्य? Now it's understand. Now everybody understood what is old NCERTs and what is new NCERTs. Parchusa is asking where we can find the book. See, if you want to buy, if you want to download the original book, you can download it from here. But once you have, once you get enrolled in the course, I think if you are already are, so you will get the highlighted PDFs from my side in the group. किस चैप्टर में क्या important है, like this, क्या पढ़ना है और क्या नहीं पढ़ना है. Highlighted books will be given to you after this class. I will upload all these in the group once again. Yes, new NCERTs are better. That's my opinion. Others can differ. New NCERTs are better, and I have given you the logic why I think these are better. If you are also a reasonable person, you can understand why these are better. Instead of कि अगर तुम लोग भी अंधभक्त हो तो नहीं समझ में आएगा. सबके लिए न्यू बेटर रहते बस. चलो ठीक है. So this is about, yeah, where I was sharing you the book list. So Tamil Nadu publication and NCERT's art and culture की book या fine art की book of class 11th again, sorry, class 11th preferably. If you can read class 12th वो भी अच्छा है, but कम से कम class 11th is must. ठीक है. Putting a red lines here. So this is a must. This is a must read book. Then some people suggest Nitin Singhania sir book. The book is very lengthy, बहुत ही ज़्यादा lengthy है, so you have to be a little bit selective in what to read from this book and what not. ठीक है, ऐसा बहुत ज़्यादा इधर से नहीं पढ़ना है, अपने हिसाब से सेलेक्ट करके जो टॉपिक्स कॉम्प्लिकेटेड लगे, जो इसमें अच्छा लगे उसको पढ़ना है, नहीं तो ठीक है, for now you can avoid. ठीक है, when you have some extra time in your hand, then go for this book. प्रायोरिटी से पढ़ना है, ठीक है, प्रायोरिटी इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो योर प्रायोरिटी इज लाइक दिस: एनसीईआरटी, फाइन आर्ट, तमिलनाडु, एंड देन इफ यू हैव टाइम नितिन सिंघानिया. नो अदर बुक इज रिक्वायर्ड हियर. ठीक है, मिडाइवल के लिए भी कोई अलग से बुक नहीं पढ़नी है. मिडाइवल के लिए योर क्लास 7th एनसीईआरटी एंड 12th थीम 2 is sufficient. If any question comes from outside of this chapter on these two books, consider yourself unlucky. ज्यादा टेंशन नहीं लेना है, बिकॉज कॉस्ट बेनिफिट एनालिसिस इज वेरी पुअर. लेट्स सपोज यू read a book, complete book of some writer on medieval India. At max, how many questions you are getting from that? बहुत यूपीएससी का दिमाग बहुत ही होगा तो एक क्वेश्चन, और नहीं तो 2 क्वेश्चन. Similarly, hardly 1 question in mains as well. Now for doing this, putting this much effort on one book, now in just one reading, even if you read, you cannot solve this one question. You must give 2-3 readings to this book to be able to answer, even if the question is asked. So it doesn't make sense. इतना cost बहुत ज़्यादा है, too much time, too less benefit. You give this much amount of time on revising Lakshmikant, on reading polity का NCERT, history का NCERT, the reward is much more higher. Exponential reward. So you have to think where you want to invest your time. This examination is as much as about being smart, and it's also about being hardworking. But गधे की तरह भी हार्ड वर्क नहीं करना है. थोड़ा सा स्मार्ट, ऐसा नहीं कि जिसने जो किताब बता दी मैं वो तो पढ़ ही लूंगा और जो पढ़ना है वो तो छूट ही जाएगा. So people will suggest you different books because people have to sell books, right? There is a whole industry sitting there. कितने लोगों का घर चल रहा है वो किताब बेचने से. किताब बिकेगा नहीं तो उनके घर पे खाना चूल्हा नहीं जलेगा. So they want you to buy the books. Now you have to decide, you want to be part of that or yeah, I'm not saying कि Lakshmikant is for polity or history. Lakshmikant is for polity. But I'm saying कि if you give that much time on revising Lakshmikant, you can score better marks in polity. The examination में तुमको ऐसा सिर्फ modern history से तो question नहीं आ रहे हैं. It's not just about modern history. You just read modern history and you will crack the exam. You have to see your preparation holistically. सब कुछ साथ लेके चलना है. All the subjects, where to put right amount of effort, what to leave, what to prioritize. So in that sense, I'm saying. Now, sir, for fine art and culture, we also have to study Tamil board. Tamil board का तुम history पढ़ोगे. If you will read Tamil Nadu board history book, it has a lot of content about art and culture of South India. So that's covered simultaneously. ठीक है, अलग से कोई book नहीं है fine arts के लिए पढ़नी. Just read Tamil Nadu history book, class 11, that's sufficient. Nice. What your doubt? For world history, which one is the best book? So I have already told, for world history, you have to read class 11th NCERT. No book other than that. Be a little bit attentive. एक ही बात बार बार नहीं करना है. 11th की NCERT पढ़नी है, but that you have to read very late in the preparation. अभी world history लेके मत बैठ जाना. Anusa is saying, sir, it's necessary to read class 9th and 10th history books. Can we skip if we do not have time? For now, you can skip class 9th and 10th. But if you will read it, it's way better. Like some of the topics are very good and you must know those topics somehow. कहीं ना कहीं से तो उनका यूज आएगा. But इसमें जो important topics है, I will tell you what to read as I told you already. So we'll go through that also. But focus is on 6, 7, 8 and 12. ठीक है, इन 4 किताबों को 6 किताब, these 6 books. So these 6 books should be your priority, and you should read and revise these books as many times as you can. Okay, it's not just one reading, as many times as you can. Okay. So ancient and medieval is sorted. You have to read these 3 books. For Nitin Singhania, you have to be selective, and if you do not have time, just skip it. टाइम है तो पढ़ो, नहीं है तो स्किप करो. ठीक है. Now for modern, nowadays trend has been settled that you have to read spectrum, because UPSC in prelims, especially in modern, is asking nowadays a kind of very deep factual questions. एक दो क्वेश्चन हर बार आ जा रहे हैं. So that can be covered by reading spectrum. ये तो एक करना ही है along with NCERT. Now the debate is, should we read Vipin Chandra or any other book? So for now you can skip reading Vipin Chandra, or you can skip India after Gandhi or India Miracle Years of Gandhi, वो सब जो रामचंद्र गुहा वगैरह की किताबें हैं, you can skip all those. You don't need to go through those books. But if you are very interested, you can read Palasi to Partition by Shekhar Bandyopadhyay. शेखर बंदोपाध्याय की किताब है Palasi to Partition. So you can read this book. Again, it's not your priority. If you have time, if you're preparing for 23, preparing for 24, and you have some time on your hand, you can read this. ठीक है. विपिन चंद्रा नहीं पढ़नी है. वरिंदर न्यू पढ़ना है, न्यू. The book list is clear for all. Any other doubt regarding book list that you have to follow? ठीक. medieval के लिए अलग से कुछ नहीं पढ़ना है. There is no separate book for medieval. somebody asking कि medieval के लिए क्लियर नहीं हुआ. medieval तुम्हारा यहाँ से कवर हो जाएगा. तमिलनाडु बुक का पढ़ो, यहाँ से क्लास 6 एंड 12th का थीम 2 पढ़ो. अलग से कोई बुक नहीं पढ़नी है. वही तो मैं यहाँ बता रहा था. You don't have to read any other book separately for medieval. ठीक है, because the cost benefit analysis is not in the favor of that. Okay. Pratiksha is asking which is better, R.S. Sharma or Upender Singh for ancient history. I'm not going to answer that question. Varsha, do you have any question? Jyoti, your hand is up. You don't have to read any other book. जो बताया उतना पढ़ लो. ठीक है. एंशिएंट के लिए एनसीईआरटी तमिलनाडु पब्लिकेशन नितिन सिंघानिया 3 किताबें बता दी, इससे ज्यादा और नहीं करना है। तुम लोग तो गजब कर रहे हो यार। इतना कंफ्यूजन बुक को लेके। Am I so bad at explaining the books or it's just now? एक बार चार्ट बना लो। Ancient history. NCERT is must. NCERT is class 6 and 12, class 12 theme 1. Other than that, you will be reading Tamil Nadu publication, and if you have time, you will read Nitin Singhania. For medieval, you will be reading NCERT's class 7, 12 ka theme 2. Tamil Nadu publication, Nitin Singhania, if you have time. For modern history, you will be reading NCERT class 8th, class 9th and 10th में कुछ topics हैं that you can read, and then class 12, third term, theme 3. If you want, you can read Tamil Nadu, not necessary, but if you want, you can, not necessary again. And you have to read spectrum. This is important. So you have to read spectrum. If you want, you do not have to read Vipan Chandra. You do not have to read any XYZ. इधर भी कई सारे नाम आएंगे. You do not have to read any of those, many new writers, old writers. कुछ नहीं पढ़ना है. You want, you विपिन चंद्रा नहीं पढ़ना है. क्लासी टू पार्टीशन शेखर बंदोपाध्याय की किताब है, इसको अगर चाहो तो पढ़ सकते हो. नहीं तो स्पेक्ट्रम इज वेल एंड गुड. इंस्टेड ऑफ रीडिंग 2 books, you must have heard this quote. Instead of reading 100 books, read one book 100 times, and it's perfectly true for UPSC. So you read spectrum twice instead of reading 2 books once. ठीक है. Those who have joined the session late, you can watch the recording. I think Pratiksha is one of them. प्रतीक्षा परीक्षा कीजिए और रिकॉर्डिंग देख लीजिएगा क्लास की. क्लास 6 एनसीईआरटी पे आते हैं. ठीक है, पढ़ाई थोड़ी स्टार्ट कर लें. These are the topics that we will be covering in this book. It's not telling you much about this, but hunting and gathering society, then earliest cities, books, burials, kingdom, kings and their early republics, new questions and ideas, Ashoka, fertile village, throwing down street kingdoms, pilgrimage, new empire kingdoms and building, paintings and books. Chapter number 1, what, where and when. क्या पढ़ेंगे हम, कहाँ से आए, कहाँ थे. It's about that, how everything started. Sir, for class 12th NCERT of ancient Tamil can directly read only Tamil Nadu. No, Anushka. We'll talk about notes making and all later. देखो हिस्ट्री जब स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं ना, एनसीईआरटी says one thing. You will get a handwritten notes from my side like this. So NCERT says that history is an adventure, a journey across time and space. For most of you, history is very boring. How many of you feel that history is boring? Many of the aspirants in UPSC aspirants are like, economics is tough, history is boring, Polity too much complicated, very complex. बचा क्या? Geography is kind of interesting, but then too technical. तो पढ़ोगे क्या? पढ़ना क्या चाहते हो? So I hope you covered economics with me, and the economics is not that tough anymore. Those who have done polity and polity and geography with me, your concepts are pretty much clear. The history को क्या कहते हैं? History is an adventure. It's a journey across time and space. I specifically picked this line because it actually guides you in a way that how you should approach history. History is not merely about the elite's history. History is not the story of the king and the queen, किससे शादी की, कितने बच्चे पैदा किए, कब मर गए. So history is not the story of elites. It's the story of common man. This is a big shift that has come in the way history is written. Initially क्या था? Initially all the historians were basically the court poets. वो राजा के दरबार में रहते थे, राजा के लिए हिस्ट्री लिखते थे. So for them, the common masses doesn't matter. The only thing matters is what king did. Once you start taking history as an adventure, मजे के लिए पढ़ने लगो, because it will take you across time and space. It gives you that power. Adventure में हम घूमने जाते हैं कहीं, चलो चलते हैं आज नेपाल चलते हैं, हिमालय चलते हैं, शिमला चलते हैं, गोवा चलते हैं. So you travel across space. You go from one place to other. History is like traveling across time as well as space. You can go back into the past, ancient past, medieval past. So in chapter 1, there is nothing very important here. You can look at the map if you want. Map of the rivers, very important. But then this is mainly the part of geography. So और इसमें ऐसा कुछ important है नहीं इस chapter में. जो कुछ important है, we will discuss later. कैसे शुरू हुआ? The chapter which is important is chapter number 2. लेकिन इसको स्टार्ट करने से पहले मैं चाहता हूं कि अब थोड़ा सा एक ब्रेक लेते हैं हम आज, and we'll come back after the break. Then we will actually start reading the subject. ठीक है? आज थोड़ा अर्ली ब्रेक लेते हैं. Normally the break happens at 2, but today let's take a break initially. और आराम से आते हैं फिर at we will start the class from 2 p.m. ठीक है? By then, those who have not taken admissions, you can get enrolled. You have the number, I think, 8368481944. You already have the payment links and all. तो आओ एक बार 2 बजे से स्टार्ट करते हैं फिर से हिस्ट्री पढ़ना. ठीक है? We'll start at 2. We'll start the class at 2 p.m. not at 3. We'll start the class at 2 p.m. The link will be same. ठीक है? Don't need another link again. The link will be same. So join on the same link. ठीक है? Those who are new to the batch, 10th batch वाले, this is how it happens. ठीक है? Link एक दिन का link उस दिन सेम रहता है. तो आज जो link है यही link रहेगा. 2 बजे आके हिस्ट्री फिर से प्रॉपर स्टार्ट करें. अंडरस्टूड? कोई प्रॉब्लम किसी को? 2 we will try to cover whatever we can cover. आज थोड़ा सा पहला class है तो I will not bore you that much. So at least from 2 to 3:30 we will try to take it. Yeah, I will post the links and the books before. ठीक है, चलो एंड करता हूँ. Any question in between तो can you daily class time? नहीं, ठीक है. Daily class नहीं होता है. This batch are Saturday Sunday batch. It's not daily batch. ठीक है, weekend batch Saturday Sunday from 12 PM. हाँ पलक 2 to 4. Okay. Yes, Anthony, this is the first class. It's not even the first class. This is just the orientation. First class will start from 2. Karan, we didn't discuss much in this class. We just discussed the booklets and how to approach history, what to focus, what not to, how the strategy should be. Otherwise, Nistha, yes, buy the book, at least buy class 11, 12 books. All others can leave the session. I'm just here for some questions if anybody has any doubt. Otherwise, you can leave the session. Niti, Brinda, पुराने स्टूडेंट हैं आप लोग, आओ थोड़ी देर के बाद 2 बजे. ठीक है, कोरोबी, निखिल, राजा थात्री, 2 बजे मिलते हैं. Aparna, anybody has any question you can ask. Otherwise you can come and join back at 2. Yeah, recording I will share in the group. If you have missed, I will share the recording. Star घटना चक्र, घंटा चक्र, घंटा चक्र से कुछ नहीं होता. यूपीएससी में कुछ नहीं होता. हाँ, घटना चक्र से भी कुछ नहीं होता. यूपीएससी, it's not even helpful in BPSC. अनुष्का, you can come back at 2. किसी को और कुछ पूछना है तो बताओ, अदरवाइज Anushka is saying, sir, can you please explain bonds like selling and purchase of bond? That part I didn't understand. In the last economics class, Anushka, हम लोग क्या डिस्कस कर रहे थे? Selling and buying of bonds. Now many of you will be confused. एक बार just go and watch the recordings now. You tried watching the recording, Anushka? एक बार रिकॉर्डिंग देखो ना, अगर कोई प्रॉब्लम होता है तो अच्छा ठीक है, और डिस्कस करते हैं उसको, थोड़ा टाइम दो. अभी many people will get confused कि how economics started in this bad middle of history. This is the absolute best for CDS, Akash. That's what I have done. रविंद्र हिंदी में नहीं है, sorry. Rukmini, try to read spectrum cover by page page, cover by cover. नहीं करना है. I told you ना, there is a big industry, a book industry. Vipan is saying कि पूनम दलाल दहिया. There is a big book industry out there. उनका रोजी रोटी चल रहा है बुक से. Promoters, writers, publishers. अपने को वो काम नहीं करना है. Rup Jyoti, you can come back at 2. Chandan Priya, save your time. Loveleen, कुछ पूछना है बताओ. सर पॉलिटी के लक्ष्मीकांत रेफर कर सकते हैं. That's the only book that you have to read for polity. देवाशीष. Okay, so I'm ending the meeting here, and as I've already told you, we will meet back again at 2 p.m. and we will start class 6 history. Those who have enrolled in the course, well and good. You will get the PDFs, syllabus and all. जिन्होंने नहीं enroll किया है, this is my number. And I hope there is already a payment link posted in the group where you get the link, so you can make the payment there, enroll in the course. Otherwise, you can contact me here if you have any issue. 83648 83648 1944. Chalo, goodbye. See you at 2. Ending this meeting. नहीं रविंद्र, मैं इंग्लिश में ही पढ़ाता हूँ because in this batch there are many people who are from South India, so they do not understand Hindi. प्रणव देशमुख, क्या कहना चाहते हो? चलो, बाय.